What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. And if you're having a fantastic day, I can promise you that it's about to get even better, because today I have a story for you guys about some emo kids that just tried to fight me pretty recently, actually. You know, it was just a normal day where I was chilling. And, apparently these kids had some beef, but hey, you know, it's just a normal day in the life. That's just how it is. When you make fun of things that are cringe, sometimes the cringe wants to fight back. But I will not fade into the night, for I am a superhero like Batman versus cringe. And, yeah, without making more of a fool of myself, let's get into this video. I'm a star, baby. I've been rolling, I've been geeking off the line, baby. Alright, so this is actually one of my last, normal interactions with society before quarantine started. So it's back in January, which I said it's recent. I guess it's not now, but, quarantine time just moves differently, dude. I'm telling you, 2020 time doesn't feel real. Yeah, it's the middle of July, but do any of us actually believe that these last, couple months have even been real? I don't think so. So I'm sorry for saying it's recent. It was my last interaction with, society, though, that is really memorable. And it was the last time I also went to a GameStop, and I'll probably never go to a GameStop again, mainly because I don't know if they're gonna exist after this. Apparently they filed for bankruptcy or whatever, so rest in peace, GameStop. I guess no more stories about crazy people at GameStop. But anyways, I had gone to GameStop because I had needed a power cord for an old Xbox. I found an Xbox 360 under my bed and was like, yo, I'm going to set this up and play some old Call of Duties, but I needed to get a power cord for it. So I had gone to GameStop to see if they had one. And while I was there, I walked in, and the person behind the counter happened to have been somebody that I used to play video games with in high school. And we were just talking and catching up, and we were never close, but we were just talking about what's going on. And it was me, him, and these two kids in the corner of the store that had the traditional emo haircut, the bowl cut swoop with the studded belt, the traditional emo look. And I used to be an emo kid, so I didn't really judge anything by it. They were just kind of standing in the corner, and I'm just talking to the dude, and I'm like, yeah, just saying how life's been going. He's like, how's things been going? And at the time, coronavirus hadn't smited everything out of existence, and I was like, oh, things are going great. I told him about my YouTube channel and everything like that. I'm like, life's going great. And one of the emo kids, when I said life's going great, scoffed, like that, but loudly enough so that I would hear him. And I kind of turned and looked at him, and I was like, excuse me? Because, listen, I hadn't said anything to you guys, but look, if I'm catching up with somebody, regardless of whether or not you like what people are saying when, they're catching up with somebody, there's no reason to scoff. That's just unnecessary. So I'm like, is everything all right, dude? And he's like, I just think it's a little bit ridiculous to say that life is great. Do you understand what it's like to live in this crappy country? And I'm like, all right, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frustrate you, my bad. I'm sorry, my life's been just particularly good. It's not like a statement, I wasn't trying to be like, this country's the best. I was literally saying my life's been going good. And he's like, yeah, well, you do realize life is meaningless, right? You're just some pawn in somebody's scheme, and you're gonna work for the rest of your life and die. And dude, listen, I don't know what this is about emo kids sometimes, but if you want to hate your life, that's totally your choice. It's a dumb choice. I think hating life is kind of ridiculous. You only got one. You should live it up while you got it, But, if you're going to hate life, that's your choice. But there's no need to bum everybody else out and bring the energy down for everybody else. Everybody else is just trying to eat some crumpets, some croissants for breakfast, and you're like, croissants are meaningless. Even if you eat them, you'll only poop them out. So if you think about it, everything in life is pointless. It's like, oh, okay, dude, some things are pointless, but some things are fun. Playing video games, kind of pointless. Some stuff's just fun. So whatever, I'm kind of like, oh, you must be a bunch of fun at parties, which, I've used that response before. It's usually my response to somebody who's just killing the vibe, oh, and the point isn't to make them feel bad, but it's just to make them aware of, the fact that they are killing the fun. And the response to this is the other emo kids yeah, parties, we don't go to those. Yeah, that's ridiculous too. Fake social circles. These kids are going off with the most I'm 14 and this is deep stuff you've ever seen. It really was like these kids went to a meme page about the cringiest stuff you could say when you think that you're deep and figured out life, but in reality, you're just like a little kid who doesn't know anything about anything, you know? Oh, everything's meaningless, everything's stupid, fake social circles. Yeah, okay, dude, I'm sure. Yes, you don't hate parties because you never get invited to them. It's definitely because you're too cool. I'm sure you get invited to tons and you just say no, right? Like, come on. And now both the emo kids are being a little bit ridiculous, and so I kind of look at the guy who's supposed to be getting me this power cord. I'm like, whatever. They didn't have it, and I'm like, I'll leave. Do you know who could? And he's like, nah, you might have to just order it on Amazon. And I'm like, yeah, I was just kind of hoping to get it today because I impulsively found the Xbox, you know? Like, I could have ordered it on Amazon, but when I found it, I was like, yo, I want to play the old Call of Duty, so I decided to try to just get it right then. So I go to leave the store and just go back to my car and go home, which is what normal people do when they don't buy something from a store. And as I'm leaving, the two emo kids like walk out with me and they're like, yo, dude, do you have a problem? And I'm like, dude, listen, you scoffed at what I had to say. I understand that you hate your life and obviously it's very hard. No, I don't have a problem. And they're like, because we can settle this problem right now, and crack their knuckles. And I look at both of them and I size them up and like I'm bigger than them. And I just ask them, I'm like, how old are you guys? And the small one says like, oh, I'm 14. And that one says like 16. Like, no, I'm not going to fight you guys. Like, why? Are you scared? And to be honest, no, it's not that I'm afraid. It's just like I'm not trying to go to jail, you know? There's this thing called you can't hit kids. Like, that's the law. And some kids deserve it. Don't get me wrong. Not a lot of them. Not a lot of them. Some of them. Absolutely. I think that's an indisputable fact. Like, absolutely. So I tell them, no, I'm not going to fight you because I'm not trying to go to jail. And they're like, oh, what? Are you like afraid? Yeah, I'm afraid of jail. Yes, I'm a logical human being. Yes. And they're like, yeah, you're just a cog in the machine. Like, you're a cog in the machine. Work until you die, just like everybody else. You cog in the machine. Which I think they thought was gonna get like a really big reaction out of me, you know, like make me be, oh, don't call me that, I'm not in the machine, but like, yeah, man, your society's pretty cool, I kind of like it, you know, that machine produces Marvel movies, and that machine produces like Lucky Charms and stuff, so some of the machine is cool, so sometimes I like to be a part of it, yeah. You know, if you don't like the machine, that's cool, man, that's really cool, but considering you're wearing jeans that you bought at the mall, that's just kind of a weird thing. Like, you're gonna call me a cog like you weren't just shopping at a GameStop, what are you? And that amount of logic, I think, just like broke their brain, because the emo kid just like gets up, or tries to get in my face, I should say, like, he keep in mind, you know, this is the 14-year-old that's trying to get in my face. And so he's like standing up on me on his tippy toes, still not in my face, because I'm not trying to lie, I'm kind of tall. And he's like, we can settle this right now. Like, quit with the words, man. Do you want to settle this or not? I'm like, I'm not going to fight you. And I'm like smiling and laughing because like it's just so funny. This kid is on his tippy toes in my face. And like, listen, for anybody out there who's going to comment like, oh, you should have fought him, man, like, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not going to jail over a kid in GameStop who wants to fight me, especially not a kid that thinks calling me a cog in the machine is going to, like, break me and cry. Anybody that got over there watching the Matrix phase is okay. Like, nah, my honor can be harmed by a kid yelling at me because the danger that comes with fighting him is definitely worse. So I guess on a technicality, I did get punked by these emo kids, dude, but, like, as they're up in my face and I'm laughing, they're like, yeah, you're scared. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally laughing. He's like, yeah, then why won't you hit me? I'm like, why don't you hit me? You know why I can't hit you. You're a kid, hit me. Like, that way it's self-defense. And they're like, no, I'm not gonna hit you. That's weak. Like, throwing the first punches for weaklings. I'm like, oh, okay, listen. So you just told me that I'm a punk for not hitting you, but I told you to hit me and you just said no. So, like, what's the deal? Am I strong for not hitting you first? And I can see his brain, like, kind of trying to understand what I just said and how he's, like, making himself look stupid. And he's like, whatever, I'm over this. And he, like, goes to his friend and they're like, let's get out of here. And they walk over to this bike rack. And there's, like, 2 BMX bikes, right? And they hop on them trying to look all cool. But the only problem is, and this isn't an insult to BMX riders because I really respect the craft, but there's really no way to angrily ride a bicycle, you know? Like, there's really just no way to look cool while angrily riding a bike. It's just impossible. Try to imagine it. You can't do it. the way you have to like sway back and forth with a mad face, like it's just a funny visual. So they're trying to like ride the bike away all mad, and the emo kid who tried to like get up in my face, that's mind I broke, I think, is, you know, looking back at me, seeing if I'm still looking, and he sees that I'm still looking. So he tries to show off and do a trick, and there was like this little curb. So he tries to like bunny hop off the curb on his bike, and I don't know how he manages to do it, but like when he lands, his foot slides off the pedal and stomps onto the ground, and then like he stops but the bike keeps going, and he eats it, man, like literally eats it. Karma basically got him pretty damn quick, dude. Couldn't even get out of the parking lot while angrily riding his bicycle without messing up. So I laughed as loudly as I could. I don't know if he heard it. I hope he could, but hey, man, if for whatever reason, you know, you're watching this, I hope it hurt. I hope you got road rash on your knee, and I don't feel bad for wishing that on you. So, yeah. Technically, I got punked by a bunch of emo kids in the parking lot of a GameStop because I wasn't trying to go to jail, but that's life sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I did end up ordering that corn on Amazon, and I've been playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on the 360, though, and it's been pretty fun. So, yeah. On that note, though, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. It just helps the video do better in the algorithm, and the channel hasn't been doing that hot, so if you could press the like button, I would appreciate it. And yeah, comment the word NASA down below if you've made it this far into the video, because you're pretty out of this world. You see what I did there? You know what I mean? Just because, you know, that helps the video too. And yeah, if you guys really want to help out and support me, the intro song will be down below. You can click that link and go to Spotify. Get yourself some of the OG Sub Club merch, because it is the coolest merch in the game before it's gone, because the grind is going to be starting again. I'm promising you guys that from now on, if you're subscribed to all 3 channels, you're going to have plenty of content to watch. I can promise you that. And my last thing that I got to plug is be sure to use code Scrubby in the G Fuel checkout store. They've always been fantastic to me. I'm sitting in the G Fuel DX Racer right now, so if you are going to get your G Fuel, use code Scrubby if you want to support me. And yeah, on that note, guys, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure that they are of the hot variety. That's just a very important rule. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys all tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.